Hi, my name is Stevi Hillman, and I'd like to talk to you about transitioning Futurity horses to rodeo horses. Something that I've got to experience this year. Lots of component factors there. You know, you deal with hauling on the road. You know, you go to Futurities and you're there for a week at a time. You get to put up camp and you stay there and it gets familiar to the horse. Well, when you transition from that to rodeos, you are traveling. You're in the trailer most of the time, different places, different sights to see every day. That's really important to keep your horse confident. You know, your young horse transitioning from the safe Futurities to the scary rodeos. You've got to make sure that they feel safe, that they're confident. So, you know, keep them wrapped in the trailer. You know, they're young, they don't know the long hours in the trailer, they could get hurt. So it's good to keep them wrapped. And then when you get places, you know, get them out, walk them around, get them a drink of water, make sure they're comfortable. And then another thing that I've experienced this year is the ground. You know, the ground is so different at the rodeos versus the Futurities. So I had to set up pop-up barrels. Even if it was 6 in the morning before slack, you take your young horses out there and you cruise them through so that they start getting used to that kind of ground. You know, I had to spend a lot of extra time just out there, you know, before or after the rodeo, just sending them through. You know, and it took Martini several runs this year at the rodeos. She made decent runs. She just wasn't very confident in the ground, and I had to be her confidence. So I had to ride her, I had to help her and be her confidence. You know, and then progressively over time, her getting used to that ground, she got better and better to where I just rode more aggressive, more aggressive. It's hard mentally to take a young horse and go trust them in those rodeos, but once they, you know, get the feel of the ground and they get used to the hauling and the eating in the trailer and, you know, sleeping in different places all the time, then they can start transitioning a little easier into the rodeos. But I think it's very important that you try to keep them familiar and confident. So make sure you try to keep some things the same for them, and you spend that extra time, those extra hours in the different arenas and the different setups, small patterns, big patterns, walls, you know, wide open. It's all so different. So you've got to make sure that you are helping your horse get comfortable in that situation. You don't just throw them out there and expect them to be what they were at the Futurities.